Well, Julianne is an actress I've admired my entire career, and I was so dying to work with her, and it was just crazy to get to be opposite her in this and get to watch her up close, and then also experience what an amazing human she is in addition to being a brilliant actress. And then Charles was just such a revelation. I just was so in awe of what he was able to do and create this very difficult character that's so different from who he is as a person, and with such nuance and grace.
I mean, it was really such a wonderful, it's a wonderful partnership. It was a wonderful team. It was like everybody was just so extraordinarily talented and so committed to the project, and it was very complicated and human and interesting and compelling. And Todd is absolutely the best. I think we all felt so fortunate to be working with him.
This experience has been very surreal, and I just go back to the 23 days we filmed in Savannah, Georgia, and just getting to work with the trifecta of excellence, these masters of their craft, and Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore and Todd Haynes. It's very, so grateful.
Everybody had to rise to the occasion, join hands, jump off the cliff together, and really be on the same page. And so it inspired me to just open up the doors creatively and bring everybody into the process. And it made for one of the most joyful production experiences I've ever had. And we didn't want it to end, When it was over and it was tight and it was tough, we were all like, wait a minute, keep it coming. These scenes in the mirrors were so remarkable to watch unfold in front of me with these actors. The one in the dress shop in particular is a very complicated shot that we prepared very, very carefully for. And then when it unfolded, and how you see almost 360 degrees of that location, and the mother-daughter relationship, and it being witnessed by Elizabeth, Natalie's character, it was a particularly proud moment, I think, for all of us. What he was standing next to on each side with Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore, and how much he made that third act of the film his own, and how that's how the script was built, that's how the film was built, and his subtlety and his nuance, and it just grabs you emotionally, But what the women are doing is so complex and so remarkable. So it was an amazing experience to have.
It was magical, really. I'm so lucky that I got to be a part of it. Everybody was so nice and so welcoming, and I really knew nothing going in, and everybody, they kind of held my hand along the way, and I was so grateful for that, and it really opened my eyes to just like the beauty of what we do, and it was just an amazing experience, really. First of all, they're geniuses, absolute geniuses. I learned so much just from being around them, the way they hold themselves, the way that they build their characters. It's such a beautiful and complex thing, and I never want to forget I want to hold on to all those moments as long as I can. They were just a godsend. I love them. Charles really actually became our dad while we were shooting that movie. It was hilarious. He invited us over to his place, right? And we sat down, he ordered pizza, and he was asking us all these fatherly questions, and we were like, wow. Like he's made for this. He was actually built for this role. And it was so funny. He really became like a father to us all.
I mean, everybody was so incredible. It was like a master class. I feel like I don't have to go to school now, because working with, Julie and Natalie, and especially like Todd and Charles is such a big brother to all of us. It was absolutely incredible. It was like seeing artists do exactly what they were meant to do. It was amazing. I really love the times off camera where we it felt very much like a family. Me, Piper, Gabriel, and Charles all got like matching tattoos, and we were hanging out a lot. It was very fun. We watched movies. We learned what Letterboxd was. It was really cool. The environment on set was so cool. You kind of enter into this space that feels really big and serious and scary, and you kind of expect it to continue to be that way, but everyone was so cool. Todd created a really cool environment on set where it really genuinely did feel like family, which made it a lot easier to kind of create those vibes that you see on screen. But yeah, no, it was just an incredible experience overall. I will treasure it forever. I mean, we really did get to bond like a family. They felt like my siblings afterwards, and I would I would treat them like my siblings, and anybody that treated them wrong, I would treat them like I would treat anybody that treated my siblings wrong. So, no, it was really cool. I think my fondest memories are just getting to build those relationships and foster those outside of set, and then be really fruitful and beautiful. What I love so much about our film is that it's not telling anybody how to feel about it. There's no positive connotations, there's no negative connotations, there's just the facts and the story and the people and their lives, and you get to decide how you feel about it. And that, I think, in and of itself is going to be a challenge because of the way that Todd made this movie, and I think that's really exciting.
He's suspended in teenage angst, so he's like a fully grown man, the same age as Charles's character, but he's a child. He's really angry, and he's a disruptor. He's a bit of a tornado in the middle of the film, and a bit ornery and wants to cause some problems and really doesn't care, and that's just like it's a fun thing to play. I'm very grateful to Todd. This is my third film with Todd, and I've gotten to work with some amazing actresses in particular. Julianne and Natalie are exceptional at their craft and also really kind people. I had a wonderful time working with them. They're so smart. I've always been inspired by them. It's always nice to work with people and you meet them and they're actually really kind people, which they are. And I have to say too, the entire set, the crew, it was a really happy place, a really happy set to be on. It was very smooth. Todd always creates a set where he empowers everybody that he works with to really participate and come with ideas. And he's such an assured filmmaker. You know, he knows what he wants, but he always empowers people to show up and contribute. It's a dream working environment, honestly.
So intrigued by the level of writing to begin with, and the fact, coupled with the fact that it was Sammy's first screenplay, and it was just so different, so sophisticated, really interesting subject matter that was so tantalizing, and something that we're like, oh, this is really funny at times, this is really complex and dark, and it was just so many things put together that we just thought, well, we gotta throw our weight behind this. To have Todd Haynes put this all together, to have, I mean, it all kind of fell into place with Jessica Elbaum, my producing partner, reaching out to Natalie Portman, who then got Todd, who then got Julianne, and it was just like everyone was ready to do something like this.
Really, it's surpassed my wildest imagination. I wrote this as a spec, without representation, and that was really my goal. And getting to work with this caliber of artistic team, helmed by Todd Haynes, has been an honor. My goal really is to write roles for great actors that are interesting to them, that they want to play. So in this case, got some really good ones. And these are two really complicated female characters at the front, and of course the trio is this very sensitive male character played by Charles Melton so beautifully. So it's amazing.
Surreal. Yeah, this is amazing, and just such a privilege to be alongside Sammy and see it all happen as her husband and collaborator in some ways.
Yeah, this is an amazing experience.
It's extraordinary. It was such an exceptional experience. I don't think I've ever been quite in like a synchronistic way with everyone. Every department head was really in the same flow, and the actors, and it was really an exceptional experience. There is always a nuanced elegance to the things that we use for Julie in her color palette and in her simplicity. There's always a little bit of femininity to her, and it was nice to have Natalie come in and be more monochromatic, blacks, grays, navies, creams.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's just wonderful to see everybody. The shoot was such an extraordinary experience, and it's great to see everybody able to come together again.
You know, you just have to be a super tightly organized ship, and we just made it our business to use prep incredibly well so that once we started filming, nothing was left to chance. I just think the complexity of the characters and the uncertainty about how you're supposed to feel about them is a space that Todd could really dig his teeth into. And you're off balance and you're surprised and you're left not completely sure how to feel, which is really cinematically very thrilling.
Todd for me is sort of like the Mount Olympus of directors. You know, we worked together for the first time on Dark Waters. This is our second collaboration, and he's just truly one of the great filmmakers of our time. And I was just, the moment that he called me about this, I was in. You know, I just love his filmmaking and how creative, how out of the box, and how completely unique each one of his films is. And it's, for me, it's part of job, part of going to film school, part of just hanging out with a great guy and great collaborators. There was a lot of experimentation. This one, he wanted to use themes from a movie from the past with score by Michel Legrand. So it was a combination of Michel Legrand's music and mine, but everything reimagined in a much more, in a modern way, appropriate for the film. And even that was completely unique. I had never done anything like that, and it was a very, very fulfilling experience creatively, looking at it from that point of view and having that kind of detachment that comes from using some pre-existing material. It was really great. It was very fast. Yeah, it was very fast. There was really not a lot of time. But you know, sometimes that's fun. You know, us composers, we're used to that. Sometimes it just makes you have to trust yourself very quickly and very early on. And it was a great collaboration with him. The editor, Afonso Gonçalves, is somebody I have worked with for many years and a fellow countryman from Brazil. And so it was kind of like family, the whole thing.